till I get my money right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascend. I have Theta Network up on the screen, the 1 week price chart. I don't own any Theta, but it was a request from our Quantum Circle group. So going to go ahead and jump in. Like I said, the weekly chart. Let's take it from that last low back in March of 2020. If you remember March of 2020, quite a few things hit their low back then during the COVID crash. So we had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over the ensuing, 3 years, 2.5 years, we had a 5-wave drawdown here. You can count out 5 waves as well in the crash right here. So I'll go ahead and do it for you just so you can see that we know what we're talking about right there like that. Cool. Okay, then we bottomed right here. This is the low. I checked it out. That is lower than this right here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this range here. Right now, from that not really a local high, from March of 2021, at the low, we were down 96%. Currently, still down 95%. So what I'll say going into this, guys, hasn't had a ton of strength, still down that much. Not every coin is going to go off into a new all-time high here, and it does look like Theta is probably going to fit that bucket. So let me draw this out right there. We have fibs on the whole range. All right, now I'm going to finish this Elliott Wave count in here for you right now. What it looks like is we had an A, B, C that ran up. We had an A, B, C that ran down. Let's change these colors for you. We'll go up in blue. And right now what we're waiting on is, like we've been talking about across the board, most likely some kind of 5-wave move here. Okay, waves 1 and 2 done. Wave 2 looks like for now at least that it's done. We're not as concerned about the short term in this video. So what that would be doing on a macro time frame there, bear with me, is this would be a bigger A, B, C. We know that for a C leg, the minimum is the distance of the A leg. Okay, that A leg, I mean, they're going to be pretty close to the same top because of how low these bottoms are, right? 575, 575, pretty close up there to like that 420, $417 level. Okay, so that's kind of going to be the minimum measured move here, according to Elliott Wave theory. All right. Also, at the same time, you look at the 236, we see this top over here, this wave 4 top on the way down, right? So that's a huge area of interest, both off an ABC measurement. You also have that over there. And so it makes sense. At the minimum, we'd look to be getting up there. That's not very far. Across the board, we're looking at a lot of, like, probably on average, I'd say 10x. It's only a 5.2x right there. So this isn't my base case, but this is, kind of a conservative scenario. So what we want to do is we want to find out exactly where's this 5th wave going, and then on the way, what are we projecting for waves 3 and 4. Before I dig into that, guys, join the Quantum Circle, entries, exits, and strategy, emotional and mental clarity, 2 daily macro videos every day, a whole lot more. Link to that is in the bio. Back to Theta. Okay, next thing I want to do is we see this giant drawdown here, right? A lot of times in alt season, we'll end up going a full extension of this last range. That last local high back there in December, that happened to a lot of the market, right? So what I want to do is I want to see what's a full extension of this, and do we have any confluence? Sure enough, I do. Right up here at like 1250, a full extension of this wave goes out to a 786 on this entire thing. So for me, I really like that out there as our primary target for that reason. What this would be doing on the macro, we're doing waves within waves within waves, right? So this is up here as our wave 5. We're saying that would complete this C wave. On the macro now, you have your 5 up. We have another A, B, and then in a global crash, bam, C. So when the whole market tanks, that's what we're looking at. It's honestly, in this scenario, a very clean structure. You have your 5 up, you have your A, B, C down, and then if it survives, because we're talking like tech bubble, 1999, 2000, not every crypto is going to get out. Comes down here, though. I mean, we could play with that when it's time, but I went the wrong way with that. We'll play around with it when it's time, but I do think that that's ultimately what's in the cards. But first things first, we want to get up here. So where is a logical place for this 3rd wave to kind of stop out? Typically what we're looking for is we want this thing to get at least back up to that last local high. Okay, and that right now is at like 336, still not that far off. A lot of times what we'll see is actually an overextension to the 1618 and then a back test of this area. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, the 1618 is pretty far up there. I do think we're going to catch some resistance right here at the 236 on the macro because we're lining up with that fourth wave on the way down and our A wave. So I could see this third one breaking maybe just above this high here, get up to that 417, and then see it drop back down below that high. Typically in the fourth wave, we're going to be looking anywhere between a 35-50% drop. A lot of times it depends kind of on the market cap. $800 million market cap for Theta. It's a decent size. Maybe we're talking closer to the 40-45% range on a drop down. So let's see, from there, we're talking about coming back down onto this high. That's only 20%. Dropping back into here. 34% at the 786, 40% at the 702, 45% down here at like 230. So to be safe, we'll say wave 4 goes down there, and then our wave 5 would take us up to the final target that we discussed. How would this look? Obviously a pretty weak wave 1 here, only looking at 83%, 1.8x. This wave 3 from the current spot, 485%, almost a 5.8x. And then this fifth wave in this situation, 440%, a 5.4x. So in this situation, waves 3 and 5 pretty close in length, wave 3 still being the longest. We fit a lot of other parameters in here. Everything we're doing is based on math. Like, I know there's a lot of people probably calling for $65 out here, but the fact of the matter is this thing's been in a drawdown for over 4 years. We're still down 95% from that high. You can go back to 2021 and look. A lot of alts that were in a similar position back then did not go on to set new highs. All right, so I just want you guys to be careful out there. There's a ton of misinformation and a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, and that's why I'm putting all this out. So that's what we got. Run up to 417, drop back to 230, and one more final blow up to $12. We'll say an even $12.50. So like I mentioned, guys, join the Quantum Circle, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord channel. I teach you how to do TA just like me. Link to that in the bio. If not, just super appreciative you guys are here. If you could follow, like, repost, I want to get this out to as many people as I can before it is too late. So I hope you all had a great Thursday. I got one more coming out today. Talk to you then.